Hey, you guys remember this video that may or may not have been in your sub feed? Or however you got it? Remember watching it? Did you ever wonder who made it? Who that mysterious fella was? Well, you're looking at him, buddy. That's right. I made this video. But I wish that I didn't. Kinda, sorta. I'll get into it later. My shirt was in the background. I had to switch to this new shirt. I didn't notice. I'm not gonna redo the intro. It was pretty good. Hey, I'm coming at you from the apartment bedroom today, and today I'm feeling a little reminisce-y today. I'm gonna reminisce about a video that I made a while back about reminiscing, and I'm also going to discuss why it's bad. So I feel like I should probably preface with a bit of history. So when I was starting out on YouTube, making videos around early 2017, since that point, there was a period when I tried to make a bunch of money, get a bunch of views, all that stuff. I also wanted to, make videos that I wanted to make about topics I wanted to make. It's like they always say with YouTube, if you want it to be your job, it's got to be your hobby first. Talk about stuff you like and it won't even feel like a job, yada yada, bleh. But I also wanted to, as the young people say, secure the bag and sell out. I started toying with a bunch of different ideas. And one day I found this video. If I find the thumbnail, it's gonna be this one. It has something in the title like Gen Z nostalgia. I saw that phrase, Gen Z nostalgia, and I was like, I'm feeling kind of nostalgic because it's 2019 right now. It is May of 2019, around that time right now as I'm speaking and thinking, and we're coming close to the 2020s. It's almost not even the 2010s anymore. Man, 2010s, what a cool decade to be a child in. So many memories. I'm gonna put those memories in a video, and then it's gonna be epic, and other people are gonna be nostalgic as well. And so they're gonna watch the video. I had it all planned out. It's a really methodical process. Being a YouTuber is very hard. Hopefully, at some point in the past 30 seconds, you've picked up on what I'm trying to say. So basically, in 2019, I released this video that was just like a huge recap of all this early 2010s nostalgia that was meant to elicit an emotional response from people within my age range who would have been like mid-teens to early 20s at that point. So I released that video in June of 2019, and it didn't do very well, much like my other videos at the time and even nowadays. But a couple months later, and by a couple months I mean however many months between, I believe, June and October, the video started picking up some traction. It had 100 views, but then it started getting hundreds of more other views every single day, you see. And then it started getting thousands of views a day. And then, you'll never believe this unless you're not dumb, it started getting tens of thousands of views in singular 24-hour increments of time. At one point it peaks with like 200,000 views in a single day, which was like mind-blowing. Like, I was 16, always wanted to be a YouTuber, so to see that my video had crossed like the 1 million view count, that was, to be candid, that was insane. There was very epic and poggers. And a little based. So yeah, that was pretty cool. That's the video that helped me enter the YouTube Partner Program. And luckily, because of how smart I am, I made sure to include copyright music in the video so that I couldn't monetize it without changing the music. But it's also a piece of BROJANGSTER history. It's the first video of mine to cross 1 million views. I'm not gonna change it. I could have changed it at several points and still made a lot of money, but I didn't, because artistic integrity is a bit. I even started to see my newer videos at the time that I'd posted since the Nostalgia Bait video. They started climbing in views themselves. I was finally starting to see some momentum. It was epic and awesome, like I already said. But unfortunately, I was 16 years old and I went to high school and I had a job at a butcher shop, and so I was basically constantly busy every single day, like no entire days of just free time when I could work on YouTube videos. So my video output was pretty bad, and it still kind of is. So I didn't get as many views at a certain point and I've been very sad ever since. Which means we're bringing back this dead horse, we're bringing it back to life just to beat it to death again. That's right, we're not just milking nostalgia, we're milking something else. Outside of just shamelessly giving myself an excuse to put all the same tags of that video into the tags for this very video that you're watching right now and that I'm making right now. Oh my gosh, it's a little me in the iPhone camera. That's fun. I also wanted to revisit this video, revisit this piece of BROJANGSTER history to sort of see how it's aged. Short answer, very bad, but please keep watching the video because I know there are at least a couple of instances where I've said some very cringy things or borderline offensive things, and I want to clear the air and let it be known that my views that I had while making this video do not reflect the views that I have now. I am way more based and red-pilled. So yeah, without further ado, let's do this. Ka-chow. Also, I'm not playing any audio from the video because I think I might have already said that I've already lost that opportunity to make big bucks. So, not doing that again. In half a year, we'll be in the new decade, the 2020s, which means the 2010s are almost 10 years old, in case you didn't think I could do math. We are all freaking old. I want to say that I was joking. I do a lot of ironic stuff on this channel. I'm very funny and ironic and hyperbole-y, but I can say with full certainty that I was at least half serious when making this sentiment, which I kind of feel like a lot of people probably share like that same sentiment. I hope. It's like the same thing when people say like, oh my gosh, 2012 was like 7 years ago. Feel old yet? Or like when you're a young adult and you realize that you've lived your life as a teenager and a young adult. You've lived as many of those years as you have as a child or whatever. So I think that was it was just my turn to do that as a kid born in 2002. So yeah. Get off my back. I have my reasons for saying cringy things. Here's some stuff from the early 2010s that might make you cry. I was very wishy-washy with the title. It either might make you cry or it will make you cry. I was actually kind of putting some thought into like the SEO when making the title, like with the capital letters and like the appealing to emotions and everything. That's probably what got me the 3.1 million views. That and the subject matter, but mostly just the title. I should work on that. Yeah, I'll focus group it. In the early 2010s, the population of Earth was roughly 6.9, just rounded up to 10 billion, dude. Barack Obama was the president of the US, and things were generally less sucky than they are now. I think I saw at least one comment that was confused about like the association with Barack Obama and the general unsuckiness of the world through my 16-year-old rose-tinted glasses. Like they thought that because Obama was president, things were better. And I mean, half of America will probably tell you that. I didn't mean for it to come across like that. I was just giving random facts. And then also like the last part, I could have structured it better, not gonna lie. That being said, considering I don't know jack about politics, President Obama was pretty cool. People were making all those edits, editing the audio from all of his speeches, making him sing Call Me Maybe, which is probably the most 2012 thing that I've ever said out my mouth hole. So basically what I'm trying to say is, Obama, please come back for a third term so that you can sing Dua Lipa and Doja Cat. Thank you very much, my fellow American. A little role reverse. The hot new gadgets on the market were the iPhone 4 and the iPad. The latter of the two employing the smart marketing strategy of taking an iPhone and making it bigger. Dude. Hey now, I'm an all-star. Get my game on. Go me play. Am I right? Up to... That's not how high fives work. And then you got this little blurb about mobile gaming, which was on the rise in the 2010s. But also, this just reminds me of how uniform I tried to make my videos look with the images and everything. Like nowadays, I get all wacky, goofy, loosey about it. Everything looks better nowadays. It was bad then and it's good now. So the structure for this video is basically just like, hey, here's a medium. Here's all the highlights of that medium from this small stretch of time. It's very cool. A lot of effort went into this. It took me like 20 minutes. That's a lot of minutes. Super Meat Boy, aka one of the original indie games. I don't know how true that is because Super Meat Boy was 2010 if I'm not mistaken, but then you have games like Braid that came out in 2008. I think maybe what I meant was that it was like the premier like indie game, like when you think indie games at the time, that's kind of what you think. It was kind of, if I'm correct, it was like a flagship Xbox arcade game for the 360. So yeah, I see what you're going for past me, but I'm gonna give you a C, and not just because it rhymes. Skyrim and Minecraft deserve particular recognition for being two of the best open world games of their time that are still played to this day. I think Minecraft is a sandbox game more so than an open world game. I'm pretty sure there's a difference because you got stuff like Terraria and it's still a different genre, maybe a subgenre. Other than that little thing, I do agree. This slide right here, it holds up, especially the Skyrim part, considering the game still being played to this day, to the dismay of Elder Scrolls fans. I almost said Skyrim fans. Minecraft in particular, because I just loved using the P word that day. Minecraft gets the game award for the most particular game of ever. It's by far the biggest game of the whole decade with tens of millions of players. Everyone around the world at least knows the name Minecraft, and they probably even play it too. It's so widely accessible. You know, everybody, no matter where you're from, no matter your background, everybody loves getting together. They love placing brown bricks in Minecraft, and you know, I think there is something special to that. The game has recently had a comeback after being taken out of the spotlight by Fortnite, or as I like to call it, AIDS the video game. Now this is the slide that is aged the best, actually, because this is a good joke. I actually got a lot of comments where the commenters, they just quote AIDS the video games quote and then a bunch of laughing crying emojis, or the phrase lol 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 lol. That is a watermarked image. www.simsnetwork.com. I'm just now realizing that. Holy crap. I used a watermarked Xbox 360 Minecraft edition box art thing. That's a crazy thing. You don't see that every day. I didn't see it for any days until now. But anyway, yeah, AIDS the video game is my comedic peak. Thank you very much. Thank you, guys. Thank you. A lot of those same commenters were probably like 10 years old. That's the thing. A lot of the people in the comment section, I've noticed, they say like, I was born in 2013. The 2020s suck. It's like, no, you idiot 10-year-old. You're at that age where you're supposed to be making the memories and listening to the Dua Lipas and everything, playing the Among Us's and forming your own nostalgic memories, you dolt. And also, you're not the target demographic. Go find an older brother or cousin and show them the video instead. Or this video. And then there's this section here where I played a piece of the Minecraft soundtrack because I guess I thought that was a good idea at some point. And then that's my sound of, that's what I tried doing a drum roll there. If you're a Minecraft fan, you just cried. If I made this nowadays, I would think that that's hilarious, but I was serious at the time. But I mean, looking back, it's pretty funny. Now, let me tell you guys, when you weren't playing video games, you would probably watching something on TV. And that's a quote for the gravestone. Some of the most iconic shows on television aired sometime between the late 2000s to the early 2010s across multiple networks like AMC, channel host for The Walking Dead, every 2010s kid's favorite show for all ages. All the kids watched Walking Dead. Some of these networks I got right: Cartoon Network, Disney XD, no Nickelodeon for some reason, and I guess NBC has like America's Got Talent or like Parks and Rec, if you had those kinds of cool parents who let you watch TV-14 stuff when you were 11. And then I just kind of gushed about my favorite shows at the time, which were Adventure Time and Gravity Falls. So that was kind of that was kind of fun. Gravity Falls might still be my favorite show. It's very good. You should watch it after this video and after all of my videos that are monetized, please. And also Adventure Time is still like top 10 for me probably, in case you cared. Yeah, you probably care. They each have great characters, hilarious comedy, and incredibly rich worlds and complex plots. This was back when I thought I was a genius when it came to analyzing cartoon shows for children and all ages, because I watched them a lot, so I must be an expert. I can't think of a cartoon that has all those elements anymore other than Rick and Morty, and I think that's a shame. Was that true? I don't remember. I don't know. It's been a while since I've seen like a full series like Rick and Morty or like Adventure Time. I'm more of a movie guy. Short form kind of content. That's more my speed. But yeah, I have a feeling there are probably a lot of exceptions to that statement. Let's assume you're tired of marathoning Cartoon Network shows and you want to go to a movie. Here are your options. Option number 1, Inception, baby. Hell yeah. I hadn't even seen Inception at that point. I'm pretty sure I just looked up, I googled best movies of 2010, and I just kind of went in order of all of the like Oscar nominated movies and also movies that showed up in like Film Critic top 10 lists and etc. etc. The Social Network, probably my favorite non-fiction film, even if it apparently isn't entirely true, obviously. Yeah, apparently it's obviously, probably, definitely fiction, non-fiction, or whatever. That whole thing that Rashida Jones said at the end of the movie about, like, perjury and, like, exaggerated statements, like, that should have been a dead giveaway that this is not a one-to-one biopic. Also the fact that in real life Mark Zuckerberg had a girlfriend throughout the whole process of making Facebook, like, I think Erica Albright wasn't even real. I got dumb brain, but David Fincher and Aaron Sorkin got smart brain. Watch The Social Network, okay? Please. Toy Story 3. One of Pixar's best masterpieces that should have been the last Toy Story movie, but whatever, I guess. Lol. I made this video less than a week before Toy Story 4 premiered in theaters, and also around a week before I went to see Toy Story 4. Probably could have waited to make this video, or waited to give such a statement like this, because I ended up really liking Toy Story 4. It's a great movie. Fun fact, Toy Story 3 was the 3rd animated movie and 2nd consecutive Pixar movie after Up to be nominated for Best Picture at the Oscars. So the first one was Beauty and the Beast. Research and me were like 2 peas in a pod, except the 2 peas in a pod hate each other. And then I had this whole thing about Scott Pilgrim vs. the World and why it's the best movie ever. Go watch it, please. I guess if there was one positive sort of influence this video might have had on some of those 3 million people, is that it might have gotten people to watch Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, like on Netflix, when it was on Netflix at the time. So yeah, that's a nice thing to be able to sleep at night knowing. Very fun. But then they took Netflix off of Scott Pilgrim. Wait, fuck. But then they took Scott Pilgrim off of Netflix. And then they put it back on recently. So go watch it, please. You know, especially if you're a gamer. Dude, only gamers will understand. Parents just don't understand. Dude, look at this sick-ass car animation. Hell yeah, brother. So this is, the part about music. So you instinctively check the car radio for some hit jams to listen to, because that's what kids in 2010 called songs. Don't look it up. Some of the artists include, because I guess I couldn't be bothered to include like individual songs. No Baby, no Bad Romance, California Girls, none of that. Grenade. Psh, grenades are dangerous. We're not dealing with that. Just the artists. Okay. This is the biggie. This is the big one. This is like the big slide that made me kind of want to do this video, aside from the potential views. So me calling Justin Bieber a quote-unquote gay wad, that was meant to, I don't know if I made it obvious enough. It would have helped maybe if I actually like spoke the words instead of typed them out and made people read them. Like if I spoke the words out in a sarcastic tone or whatever, but you know, couldn't be bothered. It's a bit of a theme, those 3 words. But anyway, that me calling Justin Bieber a gay wad, that was supposed to sort of reflect the sort of attitude a lot of people had towards Justin Bieber. Like, you know, the whole thing. Get a haircut, you look like a girl. Gay. Like literal word vomit. So yeah, but I don't know if that came across or not. Some people might think I'm homophobic. I'm not homophobic. Okay, here we go. Rihanna, and then Rihanna! First of all, we gotta clarify, this is Usher. And I think I wrote his name out, I typed his name out and everything over Rihanna, but maybe I might have hit Control Z or something in the editing process, or just say it with me now, couldn't be bothered. So yeah, that's a big mistake. I'm sorry. I will enroll myself in proofreading class. That's a lie. No, I won't. And probably some other people. Sorry if I forgot them. Lol. It's funny because I'm lazy, and so if I make it a joke, then it's funny. I don't think that's the connotation, the sort of vibe I was going for, but it certainly reads like it nowadays, 3.5 years later. That's awesome. I don't really have a very good transition for the next thing, but anyway, because, you know, you guys were all fiending for transitions, you know, I just had to put transitions in this video. It was completely necessary. With a new decade came a new form of entertainment in the form of viral videos and memes and internet personalities. The viral videos were kind of already a thing in the mid to late 2000s, so it wasn't really a new form of entertainment. It's one thing to have 5 minutes of fame, but there were YouTube channels with tens of millions, yes, millions with an M, of views on their videos, which was huge for the time. Isn't that kind of huge nowadays, though? I mean, like, you see people like Mr. Beast with tens of millions of views on his videos, but he's like, to use OnlyFans terminology, he's like in the top 0.1% of channels that get good views, you know? I only got a measly 3 million. Like, that's pretty weak for 2019. Man, if only more people liked, commented, subscribed, and shared the video, maybe clipped some parts out of the video that they really liked and maybe posted those to social media, and then maybe like had a link that directed you to the original video and everything. If only. I thought I was gonna burp there. I'm sorry. And then we kind of just go through a slideshow of a bunch of YouTubers who I've never watched a single video of. I've only seen guest appearances from them. Nigahiga, though, yeah, he was the GOAT. I may or may not have mispronounced his YouTube handle on multiple occasions. Not my proudest moment. Whether you want to admit it or not, at least one of these YouTube channels has impacted your childhood somehow. If you grew up in the 2010s, I sound very matter-of-fact with these. I know it's like supposed to be tongue-in-cheek or maybe kind of corny. I think that's kind of what I was going for, but like, that's very matter-of-fact. Like I saw those memes of people being like, dude, all of Gen Z had the same childhood, I'm telling you. Like, it's like I took those memes and posts to heart. You had to engage in the stuff that I liked and like the things that I like and grow up with what I watched and played, or else you had a bad childhood and you're a bad person. That's everything I can think of from around 2009 to 2011, even though I included an entire section dedicated to Let's Play gamers, like for example the Game Grumps, who didn't even start out until 2012, and not even with Dan, who started in 2013. They had JonTron. Whether or not Aaron wants to admit it or not, I'm honestly just making this video so I can take a trip down memory lane. In case you thought the video was bad, don't worry. It's not made for you, it's made for me. I'm just posting it on YouTube, but it's for me, though. Again, I don't think that was like an excuse or anything or I was trying to make, but it kind of reads like that. Here's to the 2020s being at least a little bit as good. This is the phrase that gets quoted the most in the comments, I believe. And all these people, they think they're so clever. They're like, whoops! You might want to rethink that, buddy. That's another reason I kind of wanted to make this video, this retrospective, to kind of like fight against the cynicism and negativity that might have come from this video. As you're gonna see in the next frame, I was definitely aboard the late 2010s bad train. You know, things were better in my day. I was literally saying that stuff at age 16, which is a little sad, maybe? No, it's moderately sad, actually. Except YouTube is super old now, and it's gotten way worse, not to mention the music industry is nothing but country and rap music with that same dumbass trap beat. But otherwise, hopefully everything else will be cool or whatever. That is the frame that I ended on. So the whole YouTube thing, this was like after the adpocalypse, and then the other adpocalypse, and then any other adpocalypses that I might have forgotten about. I feel like most of us have kind of mellowed out. Like, we see the dislikes have been disabled, or you can't curse in the first 8 to 15 seconds, and as a result, a lot of YouTubers are losing money. I feel like a lot of us are kind of like, we look at stuff like that and we're like, life goes on. It also kind of helps that I'm not very profane in my videos, especially in the first 8 to 15 seconds. So maybe I shouldn't be the right person to talk to about YouTube problems, especially because my videos have stayed monetized pretty much the entire time. And then as far as the music thing, yeah, I used to not like any of that, like hip hop, like kind of what the Migos did, like repeating the same lyrics, mumbling the same hi-hat, sort of trap beat thing. Yeah, it all just kind of sounded the same to me. Was not a fan. But then I started watching Todd in the Shadows, who in one of his videos started praising Post Malone, who did kind of the same sound that I didn't like. He started praising Circles, and then in another video, he sang the praises of Congratulations. And so it kind of finally clicked for me. I was like, I listened to Congratulations, and I was like, okay, it's a bit of a vibe. It's pretty cool. Kind of grown more accustomed to listening to that kind of music. And then country, people like Morgan Wallen. This is music. I don't know about that other thing. Have they forgiven him? I don't know. And then also Golden Hour, Casey Musgraves, top 10 album of all time, probably, maybe. Top 15? Top 15 for sure. Listen to that. And on that note, that's the end of the video. So yeah, not a good video, but I'm acknowledging it, so it's okay. So now you guys can't hate me. Right? I guess maybe my final thesis to sort of counteract what I was talking about with the cynicism, the nihilism stuff. To quote Chris Chan, one of the minds of all time, do not hate. Hate is not so good. And yeah, you know, 2022, we had Everything Everywhere All at Once. We had Elden Ring. Life's good. Just like how we got good video games, good music, good movies. In 2010, we got good movies, music, video games in 2022, and we're going to continue getting that stuff. And it's just a matter of aging and perspective and shut up. And while you're shutting up, like, comment, subscribe, have a good time. Watch Scott Pilgrim, listen to Golden Hour, and always remember. You see what I did there?